All right, good morning, boys and girls. Ross Brezer here once again with our weekly coffee break. We do this every Wednesday at 11 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern at this very moment. I literally have my coffee here because we take our Wednesday morning coffee break and decided to come online and just share some of our tips and strategies of things that we're going through. And as I mentioned, maybe at the very beginning of this year, instead of the full, maybe longer presentations that we were doing before, we tried to whittle it down to make it a lot quicker, a lot more succinct. And I was trying to focus on things that were going on in our lives and trying to use that to address, online and share what we're going through. So I got a message this morning asking if it was possible to create a survey for our Kiwanis group because we have a meeting this afternoon. So I said, sure, let's throw it together. They sent me some of the questions, and I thought, hey, this would be a great way to show how quick and easy it is to use our CRM platform to build surveys. The same goes for forms. We're not going to do that right now today. We're going to only focus on surveys. So without further ado, let me move myself out of the way. And for some reason, hold on just a quick second. Somehow I closed all my pages. I don't know how in the world let me switch back to the tab that I had open. There we go. There's this. And I need this. Okay. Let me share my screen. You should be able to see it now. All right. This is inside the CRM platform. Let me copy this real quick to be prepared. All right. So real quick, you would come into your account in our CRM platform, go to surveys and then builder. When you want to start a brand new one, you just click on Add Survey, but you can also choose from templates that we have already designed and built in here. I went with Scratch, start from scratch, just because it was going to be a very simplistic, easy to do survey, and I clicked on Start from Scratch. This is our membership survey we're going to present to the membership in the coming weeks or so. And again, my goal here today was just to show how simple and easy it is to work with. Now, as you can see, I've already started with adding some questions. Very simply, if you want to do anything on the cards, you would literally go over here to the plus sign where you add a survey element. I removed the first element that I had just to show how easy it is. So I take this, I drag it up, I drop it. It asks me to choose a file. This is an image widget. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to choose our logo. And voila, as soon as it comes up, there you go. And if I wanted to make this a little smaller, I could come over here and just, there you go. I put in the width of 350. And now you see that the logo is here. I've got the first name, last name. These are all, as you can tell, if I click here, see the asterisk here. That's because it's required. And in this case, we're trying to gauge where we are in our membership and how they feel about certain things. So all of these are going to be required because we really want to get some good feedback from everybody. But as you can see, I can actually insert a card or a slide right in between here if I wanted to. I've asked a couple questions. This looks really good on mobile. In fact, I will show you here what it looks on desktop. But on mobile, it's very similar to the same. You would fill in the information, click on next, and move forward. So I've asked some questions. Now, there are a couple ways to do this. One, and I'm going to go all the way down to here because I have one more to add, or a couple more to add. These are quick adds. So these are your typical, name. You can do full name, first name, last name, date of birth, phone, email, yada, yada. These are the ones that are most commonly used. But then a lot of times you're going to ask questions that are only unique to you or only unique to this survey because it's going to a specific audience. So that's where we create what's called a custom field. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom because that's where we are. And in this case, I'm going to add a custom field. This one is going to ask about the future of the club and their role in that. So this is going to be a multi-line text because they're going to be able to add in, and it's going to be able to put a couple paragraphs if so they choose. But we have the option of a single line. We have a text box where you can have different options. You've got a number. In one of our previous questions, it was rate overall satisfaction 1 to 10, where they just type in a number and it's good. You can see the input mask for phone. This can be changed on the inside relative to the country that it's using. There's monetary. So if you have a dollar amount or a guild amount in this case, this would be a single drop down. So something they can choose from, or you can add multiple. Radio select is very simply, you can choose only one of the items. If I list 5 items and you click one on the radio button, it's only going to select that one thing. But if I want to give you the option to select more than one thing, and I've got 5 things listed and you can check off 2, 3, 4, all of them, then I would use the checkbox. There's date picker. You can also allow them to upload a file or sign. So in this case, we're just going to go with multi-line. I've already copied the question. So basically, we're asking about leadership roles, and we're asking how they see themselves in the future of the club. So do they see themselves being more actively engaged in our projects? What type of projects? So I'm going to keep life simple on the opposite end of this, which is actually when we start getting submissions. I've actually already set up a group so that all these questions will show up under the contact for, so remember, this is a CRM, customer relationship management tool. And as somebody signs up or somebody registers, it'll take that information and store it under their contact. But sometimes if you're just adding questions, it's just going to show up in a big line and you won't know what goes where, which is why, as I showed here, I'm using an MS for membership survey, just so it's easier for me to identify when I'm dragging over the custom field, but also when I'm inside of my contact. But now we can have the opportunity to click and select a group. So in this case, I have created 2024 membership survey. And the placeholder is the text that actually shows up in that area, so they know what we're looking for. So I'm just going to put your future. All right. I can change this later if I want to. I save it. And as you'll see here in a second, it's going to show up right here at the bottom. And I am going to drag this and put it right here. So now I have 2 questions on this slide. I tend to only two, maybe 3, depending on what type of question it is. Just because they can answer next. Sometimes surveys are a lot easier because they're all radio buttons or check boxes, and you just go check, or click, and it makes it go a lot faster. But in this case, this is a more comprehensive survey because we really want to get some genuine feedback that's going to help us in the future of our club. All right, so we come down to the last slide here, and let's see, we did that project. All right, so this one is suggestions for improvement. I'm going to copy that text. We're going to add another custom field. This one is also going to be multi-line because it's going to allow them to put answers in here about how do we improve membership retention and engagement. Again, we're going to select the group. Just makes it easier for us later on. And here, so improvement. And this placeholder is not a necessity, but it's something I like to put in so that when people they know suggestions. All right, we're done. We always have to make sure that first we put the questions over here. We're going to put that here. I may add one more question here later. Whoops. There we go. All right. Oh, I see what happened. No, that's future vision. I already have this one. It's suggestions for improvement. That's what I was trying to do. Sorry. So if reason, and I left a couple of issues here so I could show you how this works. So for instance, here we put scale of 1 to 10. What I didn't put in here was what is the best? Is 1 the best or 10? So if I click on this, it selects the object and it shows it over here on this side. So I'm going to go all the way to the bottom or to the end, and I'm going to put 10 being the best. All right. So I was able to add this here. I'm going to make sure this is required. This one is required, as I mentioned earlier. Oh, that's all. So this one needs to be added required and required. And this was good. This is good. Okay. So the whole thing is done. Obviously, we need to make sure we save it. I'm trying to think if there's any other. These are checkboxes, so they can select more than one thing. I think that was it. So I showed you how to add an image, how to add a quick add item, and all of this is drag and drop. Obviously, custom fields are incredibly important because it gives you the power to ask the type of questions that you want to ask for your survey, which would not be typical maybe in another organization or another company. And then, of course, you save it. And then the ease of this is simply that if your website, as an example, is inside of our CRM platform, you just go to the website and you say insert survey. You choose the one you want to insert. Done. Same thing with forms. It makes it really incredibly easy. If you do not have a website here, so let's say you have WordPress or Wix or HTML somewhere else being hosted, no problem. We have the ability to choose some embed code, which we would give you from inside of here. And you just go and simply embed it onto your website. So when somebody fills it in, the submission information still shows up here, their first name, their last name. If I wanted to ask for phone number, email, I could, but obviously these are members of the club already, so I already have that information. And that's it. So that just shows you how easy it is to both build and work with a survey inside our CRM platform. If you think you could use something like this in your business, let us know. You can contact us either through Facebook, Instagram, our website, aruba.roi.com, or contact me via telephone, and we will definitely make sure to get back in touch with you as soon as possible. That's all I have for today. Let me drag this over here, and it seems my dogs are all excited to come inside. So have a great rest of the week.